Friends, it's all too often said that there are no miracles performed these days, but I'd like to challenge this idea with my story. I call it Lost and Found. We have tried on several occasions to lose stuff, but the Lord always finds it for us. On another occasion, we were on our way to Australia. At this time, we lived in the Northern California area, and we were flying out of the San Francisco airport. Well, as you would have it, you go through security. They say, well, take everything out of your bag for security purposes. And I took my laptop out of my bag and put it on the conveyor belt. And I went through in a hurry to get on my plane, our plane, and 15-and-a-half-hour flight to Australia, crossing the international date line. Now we are about a day and a half ahead of America. Well, when we arrived at our hotel, and I checked in, my wife was with me, and I was picking up my laptop bag, and it was kind of light. And I said, honey, do you have my laptop? She said, no. Why would I have your laptop? I said, it's not in my bag. She said, where is it? I said, well, I didn't use it on the plane. And I came to the conclusion, don't tell me I left my laptop in the airport in San Francisco. Well, I think I concluded that's exactly what happened. And here I am nervous because all my information, my sermons, my presentations, because I was invited to be a part of a youth event in the Sydney area, and I was presenting the very next day. And how am I going to get my laptop? And the next question is, would they find it? So I called San Francisco. It was early in the morning, too early for anybody to even respond. And so they said, we open at, and they gave me the hours at 8:30. That is Pacific time. And here I am once again in Australia, a day ahead of whatever's happening in San Francisco. But to tell you I was nervous is an understatement, because in many cases when a laptop is lost, I mean, it's lost. It's just not coming back. Well, I waited for a few hours. I couldn't rest. And I went downstairs a few hours later, and I called, and someone thankfully answered the phone. And they said, sir, how can I help you? I said, well, here's the situation. I'm calling you from Sydney, Australia, and they informed me, now this is funny, let's put this together. I'm calling from there tomorrow. I'm calling to my yesterday. Just try to package that in your head. Time zone's quite different. And I said, well, I'm calling to inquire as to whether or not a laptop was turned in at the San Francisco International Terminal. They said, sir, I mean, there are laptops and bags lost every day, and people don't turn those types of things in. I mean, just consider it lost. I said, but no, I think, could you just check? Could you please check? And they said, well, could you describe it to us? I said, well, it's a Dell laptop, a Pentium 60, and if you open the lid, there should be a picture on the homepage where you can tell whose it might be. And they said, well, there are some laptops that are here. Do you have a password? And I gave them my password. And they said, is it a picture of your wife? A woman's on the picture. I said, did you get in? They said, yes, we found it. I said, no, honestly, do you have my laptop? Does it say in the bottom right, Pentium P60? They said, yes, it does. And I said, okay, thank you so much. Could you send it to me? They said, sir, we don't send laptops to Australia. Well, how am I going to get it? I need it for tomorrow. They said, unfortunately, you have to come and get it. Do you know what that means? I won't have it because there's no way I could come back and get it and be back here in time for my presentations tomorrow. They said, sir, but sorry, we don't mail anything, and there's no way we could get it to you. I mean, what about FedEx? It's not going to work. We just don't mail things. Another quandary. They found my laptop, but how am I going to get this laptop in time? Well, the Lord touched me in my mind, and I went to one of the presenters at the youth event. I said, are all the presenters here yet? They said, well, there's one more presenter that still hasn't arrived. I said, who is it? They said, it's Pastor Ivor Meyer. Where does he live? Oh, he lives in Central California. Do you know if he's in flight yet? We don't know. So I said, do you have his phone number? And I called him, and he picked up the phone. He said, John, good friend of mine, how are you doing? I said, well, I'm calling you from Australia. I'm in Sydney. Where are you? He said, I'm on my way to the airport. I said, which airport? He said, San Francisco airport. Praise God. I said, okay, Ivor, here's the number. Here's the organization. Here's where the lost and found is in the San Francisco airport. Here's the information that you need to pick this up. He said, no problem. I got it. Now, that's not the crux of the story. The twist is amazing. So when I called to find out what the name of the company was that discovered my laptop, you would never believe. God speaks in amazing ways. The name of the company was Covenant Securities. You heard me correctly. Covenant Securities. In other words, God was saying to me, when you make a covenant with me, you don't have to worry about anything. You're secure. Unbelievable. See, friends, in Australia, America, how do you get a laptop? Covenant Securities. When you're living in the covenant of God, your life is secure. And in my case, in my wife's case, your belongings are secure. And I got one more story. So that was an amazing story. God works in amazing, mysterious ways. I found my wife's laptop bag. Everything was in it. I got my laptop. It was on my way. And the good news is my laptop arrived 2 hours before my presentation. God is amazing. Once again, Romans 8:28. All things work together for good to those who love God and are the called according to his purpose. Trust your life to the Lord, and whatever you have is in a covenant, secure relationship with God. Miracles still do happen. This is John Lomacang.